now. Good. All right. So we're going to set up the banking. So let's do two things. Let's go to the bank account. So it's the third item in the first column, bank account. Okay, and then click on the blue underlined bank account in the upper left.
Underlined bank account.
This is account ID. Yep, that's the one. Okay, so are these the old ones, or are we going to be creating new ones?
What are we doing here, Nathaniel?
No, those are our Chase. Those are our bank accounts.
Okay, so those are
all good with NatPay, right?
Yes, those are.
So we have NatPay processing through our Chase account.
Okay, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. All right, can you go ahead and can you pull up the Chase payroll checks, row 4, account 10? Yeah, okay, I'm just making sure this should be right as is. And then we got our signature, we got our check numbers. Yep. Okay. Now, did we plan on doing positive pay with these guys?
Yeah, we're gonna do positive pay.
Okay.
Right?
So yep, if you can get me a sample file and or their specifications for how they want that file created, I can do so. Every bank has their own.
Is that from Chase or from NatPay that you need that?
Well, it's going to be whoever's validating it. Ultimately, I suppose it's going to go through Chase because NatPay is not really a bank. They're just, they're kind of like the warehouse for it. Ultimately, I suppose it'd be Chase that'd be doing the validating.
Okay.
So we can ping Chase and ask them, or we can try to figure that out then with the positive pay.
Yeah, I'd probably start off with your NatPay rep, just because you're going to be logging into their site to submit those files, right? You're not logging into Chase. Yeah, so I would start with NatPay and say, hey, what do we do for positive pay, and they'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, so this looks right then. All right, good. So if we're going to keep using these same accounts.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, go ahead, Curt.
Yeah, if we're going to keep using the same accounts, then we don't need anything else set up.
All right.
What I would like to do, and I can do this after hours, I'll set up this live. I'll have your live copy to your demo, and I'll create a sample test file that you can upload through NatPay and say, hey, does this meet your does this meet your normal specs? The reason I can do that with the Nacha file without any other help from NatPay is the Nacha file is a Nacha file is a Nacha file. It's pretty much standard across the industry. Whereas the positive pay files is the Wild West, man. Everyone has their own format, their own style, their own everything else. So I can start testing the Nacha file for you right away. You should have that tonight. When you get that email, send it. Make sure you're sending it through NatPay. Make sure they know that it's a test file, not a real file. And then they'll tell you, yeah, this is good. Include this number next time, etc. Okay, that's good. And then did you guys ever do a worker comp policy? I know that was one of the other items that was kind of open.
Yeah, we're workers' comp policy. We never even got a proposal from Jim yet. He said he was going to send it, and he hasn't sent it yet. So we'll have to follow up with him because he sent his proposal on a couple other things, but not that.
Okay. Well, we will. We can put a pin in that. And when you have the information, let us know. Do you plan on? I know for like your other clients are going to be like your benefit your ASO clients, not PEO clients. They're going to usually have their own plan that you'll just use their plan. But I imagine for at least for your own internal, you'll need that. Okay. Well, when you get that, let me know. It doesn't take terribly long to set up. We could easily do it within about a half hour. So when you get that info, send it over. We'll do it.
All right. So you're saying that we can do, we need to do the same kind of thing for if our insurance agency is selling workers' comp to one of our clients, and now it's a client-sponsored workers' comp policy. there's a process that we should walk through on that one too.
Yep. Whether you're doing it or whether it's your plan or their plan, the setup is basically the same. It'll just be a matter of
All right.
it'll just be a matter of are you going to bill for it or not.
All right. So we should try to dig up a client that we're going to do that for. And I think we do have one. Probably Western Waterworks. We probably experiment with that one, Bryce, because we did their workers' comp. So we have a client with a few employees that we could probably get something going for their workers' comp. If we just want to kind of run through the motion,
Okay.
see how that goes.
So
So we'll try to gather that information and have it ready for tomorrow's conference call.
Okay, that'd be great. I'll be ready for it. Then looking at our smart sheet and our project plan, we're pretty much there as far as being ready to go. The one thing another thing that we haven't really had a chance to go over, just because I don't think you have any yet, are garnishment setup and training. We have not gone over that yet because you need an actual garnishment order in order to set that up. So that's kind of out there, and again, that's something we can always do on the fly, whenever. That's no big deal.
Okay.
Where he is at on your general ledger setup.
My dad pretty much, I think, has it almost completely done. I know there's a couple things on there. Trying to think, doing like draws. I know draws was one of them because he didn't know if it'd be what account that would be set up to, because you could either have just the owner taking just a draw, just because, or it could be a draw from, profits made from the previous year that have just accrued, that they're taking a draw from that, and he just didn't know what account exactly to set that up to, or if there are multiple accounts.
That would be Worksite Pay, though, not the clients, right? Because we wouldn't need.
I think for clients.
Why would we need to track?
Because if they need an extra payroll, if they're taking another.
Wouldn't they write themselves a check?
We were the ones to do that.
Because they wouldn't, if they're taking a draw, they wouldn't want to run it through all the taxes and everything, right?
So we're the ones who did
right. So when you're talking client, so that's client general ledger. The first step is setting up your own internal one to making sure that money in equals money going out. The client setup it's a different conversation. It's similar, but it's different.
Okay.
Right. So this one is making sure that your tax accounts are set up and all that kind of good stuff.
All right.
I think another 15 minutes, and then Bobby will be in here and pick his brain. But I think.
What about the sales management piece? How do we know if that's in place, or the pulse and sense and all that? How can we just see if that's ready to go?
That's a question. Yep, that's a question for your project manager. You guys work with Sheila, right?
Yeah. So we can't tell in here by clicking a couple things if we're ready to go.
I mean, the answer is no to that, but I mean, you could probably figure it out.
It's a separate system.
And it's the same system. It's just I'm not familiar enough with it yet to answer that one. So because it is a separate system. It's client space that we bought and we're adding into it. But it's just like the onboarding. It involves different workflows and templates and that kind of stuff. So.
All right, we got Bobby walked into the room.
Most of it's in there. I've got a few follow-up items with Chris that I've got to email him on.
Okay. What do we got for
I did disable the accounting, so it won't give us an error.
Yeah.
We try to run payroll.
Yep. That's what I was going to recommend next. We can go live without that, and a lot of people do, because you can always retroactively run it. So it's not a go live requirement if we don't have every single thing perfect yet.
All right, so let's pick up where you want to try to figure out some stuff for like Worksite Pay.
Oh, and you have the positive pay too? Is that set up? We're doing that right.
Is that going to go through? I'm pretty sure we discussed it. And I think it was filled out of the paperwork, and for some reason I'm thinking it was NatPay that was going to assist with positive pay.
Yeah, that's right.
So we'll just have to circle back with them and double check, because I guess we're going to send them a test file?
Yeah, we've already done that.
Oh,
I mean,
we did it already, Curt.
Yeah.
Did I send you the test file? Or did you
We're
get it?
all 100%. Or sorry about that. Go ahead.
Did I? Boy, maybe it's been enough. Did I send you that test file, or did you guys create it on your own? I must have. Huh?
Well,
Check my notes.
with NatPay, we just checked to make sure that they were able to, deposit and take out funds out of our various accounts.
Yes, but I would have had to send you a file that came out of your database to make sure that everything's formatted and properly. So they may have it turned on, but you still need to give them a test sample file of your actual data, right? And I don't see that I've done that for you yet. So I'll get that out to you tonight.
All right. Yeah, if you can get that out to us, then we'll get in touch with NatPay. Tell them we're gonna, get that sent over. And that's like the Nacha you're talking about?
Yep, exactly right.
Okay. So we will test the Nacha file with NatPay.
Yep.
To make sure that is accurate. Yeah. All right. And then, so at this point, knowing that information, Bobby, we can still move forward with trying to get Worksite Pay going.
Yes.
Yeah. So we just want to kind of run through, I guess, the payroll run for Worksite Pay.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm still showing Patrick's screen if that works. Go ahead. You're in live.
Do you want to take one? We could get Bobby to jump on so he can take control of it here.
Yep.
So I'll continue to cast so everybody can see it, and then you could just give Bobby control, right? He's on Nathaniel's computer though.
Right, so if either one of you want to log in, I'll give you control of it.
All right. Yeah, Bobby will get logged in.
Give me a minute.
So what else do we have to review, Curt, while he's trying to do that? You're saying that on our implementation checklist, you see that we pretty much got to the end on everything?
Yeah, we're pretty much to the end, okay. Until we get real live data processing. Yeah, pretty much.
All right. And that's where we'll do our homework on the workers' comp, trying to get that information for tomorrow's conference call then. All right. So everything is, I know we have a long weekend and everything, but everything in your mind, there's nothing that's really perplexing that you're just like, oh my God, yeah. Okay. We'll do that manually, but we should definitely know how to do it for the future.
Did you start working on, how was it? South Coast put in, yeah.
Did we do it manually for South Coast, or are we not at a point? Census? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then we got to figure out the benefits portion of that, which I know we got something coming up. I don't know if it was benefits related. Okay. That's what I'm thinking.
11 and 12.
All right.
Yeah, so I did get the green light, and this was until
Yeah.
I drove all the way out of San Diego, and I met with Alaska.
Yeah.
January 1st, they want to switch over from ADP to us.
No way.
Yeah, so
Woohoo!
got the green light.
All right.
And then,
Bobby's like, yeah.
We got one January 1st, they want to switch over.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping, and it's looking good, but not a done do yet, but we're probably going to get South Coast too. But because of now they're covering 70% of the medical, they have to really check their budget.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what else do we need to get them for them to?
We need to get them an actual proposal.
All right. And that's where we're trying to rush everything with Prism here on that end of it.
Because Jill's going to do a full spreadsheet cost analysis on it.
Because the proposal I can pick, well, to help us out, Curt, while Bobby's just, he's pretty much getting close to logging in there. So if we want to create a proposal, is that pretty much sales and sales management? We got to talk to them about that for the rates and stuff, because if we have a client who wants to offer 6 plans to all their employees, and maybe they're just going to do ASO, not PEO, then we have to manually enter all the data for those plans just to do a proposal? They're age rated. So we would want to do a proposal, it's all package, right? The workers' comp, the group benefits, the whole 9 yards.
PEO proposal.
Just try to keep the benefit part of it out of it.
ASO, I don't think we should. If we're plugging in some of the things.
So like our future practice will not get, because I think it'll be easier if we always keep the benefits sort of separate on ASO platform stuff. Because if we're trying to do a proposal in sales management, Curt, and we want to propose, for ASO, 6 different plans with what it would look like for all the employees or something, that means we would have to enter all the premiums for those plans, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it's pulling real live information, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we're going to try and stay away from that then. Bobby, you ready to go?
No, it's still trying.
All right. Yeah, Joe, yeah.
So do you think we're going to join again?
All right, so then we will practice on ASO model to, basically keep the benefits separate. But the workers' comp, we're going to probably try to do that. It just depends on the client and what risk class they are and whether they're going to be a good fit for the PEO workers' comp. But you're saying setup is the same either way, but if it's, again, just a proposal, Curt, that's where I would wonder, is it a big deal to do a proposal for the workers' comp, even if it's going to be an ASO, not PEO, master policy? Or should that remain separate as well for ease?
Yeah, typically what we'll do, if it's a client policy, we'll simply set up one generic client policy for everyone that has their own policy. That helps with that way, because you don't, think big. If you have 100, 300, 500,000 clients at some point, you're not going to want an individual worker comp policy for every one of those clients. So you'll just set up a general client policy, and then only set up your actual policies when you're paying that bill.
Okay. General client workers' comp policy. Okay. So maybe that's what we can work on tomorrow then. But yep. So then for the proposal, if that's the case, then maybe we can manipulate the proposal to have that included. All right. We'll try to run this through Mike here. Bobby's got some issues on his end there.
Okay.
So let's go back to mine. All right. So what should we do?
So if you want to go to the client, so click your logo in the upper left, and let's navigate to our client. If the client's in here, right? They are in here. Yeah.
Worksite Pay.
Yep. All right. So let's go to client details. Take me on a little tour here of client details. Just make sure that everything is what I would expect it to be. Yep. So go to client details.
Okay.
Okay. So item of note, it is a corporate service type, which is correct. What that's going to do, it's not going to create an invoice for you. So as we're going through our payroll, it's not going to create an invoice. People get tripped up over that one. Since there is no billing in a corporate instance, the checks will be created, the reports will be there, but there will be no invoice. Just want to make sure you're clear on that.
We're clear on that. That makes sense.
Okay, this is good. So the setup is good. Let's go to the account tab. Okay, yep. So that's so I see in the bank accounts below we're paying. So that's everything's being paid out of that Chase operating account. So there is no receipt into this account, but we're still paying. So a live check that's printed will come out of Chase operating and a direct deposit. You had other accounts listed in there as like payroll checking, etc. Do you, if you're not using them here, what's the point of having them?
And the other, we want everything up for just the corporate for Worksite Pay.
Okay.
the corporate.
Okay. Then that's a good reason then. Just curious. Good. Okay, that makes sense. All right, that's good then. Let's go to the control tab.
Control.
Yep. Okay. Yep. This is good. Your GL template's good. Yep. This is fine. So then in the pay codes, can you scroll down for me a little bit? Yep. So those pay codes, those are the only allowable pay codes, which is fine. You can always add anything to this list if you need to. So this is one of those things where it's optional. You can put the pay codes in here, and that's fine. If you didn't put anything in here, you'd be able to see every single pay code in the system whenever you went to that detail timesheet entry screen. So this is fine. This is good. All right. Let's go to the next one. It's going to be our benefits tab, I believe. Yep. Okay, so right now, will there be a 401k and a Section 125 plan here?
Yeah, we got a 401k that's being set up, so.
We have it in there before.
So we got Slavic over here.
Right now, Donna's not eligible for
I
it.
know,
So,
yeah. But this is client setup, I think, yeah. Right, this is just showing what this client has.
Yes, this is showing what they're eligible to be in. So this is the first step in setting up a 401k.
Okay.
And then the 125, is there a flexible spending account?
No.
Okay. Then that's good. We will eventually need to have a worker comp policy. That's in the next section below. Ultimately, in order to run a payroll, you'll have to have a worker comp policy in there, whether that's your policy, and I guess if this is going to be for Worksite, it'll ultimately be your policy. So this is the first step in assigning the worker comp policy.
We do have a policy, so that is good to go. I can pull it on another screen and try to look it up.
No, see in the second section, the middle section where it says worker compensation insurance, and click on the blue underlined policy.
Right.
It'd be one of these if it's set up.
So
I don't think we just haven't set it up yet in Prism.
I think maybe that's where we need to probably get that set up in here for Worksite Pay.
Yep.
So we could do that pretty fast.
Very fast.
All right, let me see here. Let me look up the policy. So we just got to. So where are we going right now to get this going?
So we're gonna go to the system icon.
Okay.
And we're gonna go to worker comp templates, worker comp rate templates. It'll be WC or something. Yep, WC rate template. Perfect. So the template ID, I would call it. You can call it Worksite. You can spell it out, or WKP or Worksite, whatever you want to put. Don't use the standard one.
All right. Yeah, this is specifically just an internal policy.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Yep. And then in the template name, you can just say WKP internal. Okay. And save.
Okay.
Now let's go to the system icon.
System icon.
And go to WC policies.
WC policies. Okay.
And you're going to create this one, call it WKP again. It can match that exactly. In the description, you'll call it WKP internal. All right. Policy start date. I mean, it doesn't really, as long as it's, you can put 11/1 or 12/1 or whenever we think we're going to get it set up.
Well, we set that up effective 10/22.
And drop it.
Put that in there.
You got it. Okay. Policy type is going to be individual client policy. Actually, you know what? Use primary. Yeah, that'll work. Now the rate template the rate template we just set up. So it's going to be the WKP. Exactly.
Right.
And for now, that's it. Go ahead and click save.
Okay.
Okay. Now, do we know what worker comp codes are going to be assigned? 8810 is your office clerical.
Yeah, that's it.
8742 is your sales. Just 8810?
88. Well, all right. Sales, yeah, probably sales too.
Yeah, probably 8810,
Definitely sales.
and that's it. So let's go to the system icon. Let's make sure those two codes are set up for California. So let's go down to worker comp classifications, WC classifications. The one right below it.
Oh, just classifications?
Yep. I'm guessing they are, but we'll make sure. So type in CA for your state. Great. And type in 8810.
8810.
And hit tab. And that was already there, so that's good. So now click cancel and do CA 8742. Make sure that's there.
Okay.
It's sensitive.
Okay. And then what is it?
8742. Good. So those are both there. Great. So let's hit cancel.
All right.
So if, in other words, if let's say you got a new code that you've never used before and you just didn't have it in the system, you would create it right there for in the future. So let's go back to system icon, go to worker comp classification rates. Okay. Rate template, WKP. California. Now we have 8810 as our first class code, and that's one we want to use, 8810. 1022, keep that effective date consistent. Now, and it's okay if you don't know it now, but eventually you'll need to know what the rate is for that, right? Usually it's around like 0.3 or something. That's going to be generally the rate. So if you don't know it offhand, put a 0 in for now, and then when you find out, go ahead and key it in here.
So I'm opening the policy, and that should be on the policy, right?
Yeah, it's going to be in there somewhere. I mean, depending on who your carrier is, they may display it differently, but yeah, it should be in there.
Let's check it out. Does this help you out?
Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, so we got your. All right, so they have their add-ons. They got their terrorism, they got their catastrophe, then they have their add-on. They have their assessments. I don't know exactly what all the SIBTF and
0.49, is that what you're looking for?
Ultimately that would be an acceptable rate, yeah. Okay, I got you. Good. Okay, yeah, I see it. Good. Yep, that's rate per 100. Yep, that's exactly what you want. It's always going to display as point. Yep. And can you go back to that just to make sure? I just want to, because yeah, it's always going to be the point per 100. Good. Okay, so rate per 100. And so then the only question.
And that's 8810. I don't know what it is for sales. That's the only thing. But can we change the rate? Can we change the rate in the future?
Yeah, absolutely.
So can it go retro backwards though? So if we find out we need to do a correction back to 1015 or 1022, the policy effective date to correct things, we could do that too?
Yeah, yep. And there's a little utility for that. Sometimes you want to go back and recapture, sometimes you don't want to. So it's a utility that you'll purposely run to do that.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we could just put in 0.49 for both 8810 and 8742 or whatever.
Yep, makes sense.
Anything else?
Nope, that is it. So let's go ahead and click save.
Okay.
Let's do the same thing for 8742. Now, 8742 is usually going to be a little more expensive because there's travel and that kind of stuff. But
right.
Maybe you want to make it like 0.59 or something.
Okay.
Right. If we're guessing, it's usually about 10 to 20 points higher than your 8810.
Okay. So 0.65.
Yeah. That's good. Cool. And then save. So that is it. So whenever you get a policy, that was it from beginning to end on your policy setup. The next time you have a client policy, what we typically do in the client policies, we don't care. It's not our policy. We're not tracking rates. What I do then is go ahead.
But we want to report. We could very well want to report to the carrier how that's going to try and do a, pay as you go, like a month to month
Yep, and so
for them, like AMP Trust or something.
sure. In that case, you would create their own policy. If you do care about the rates and you do want to set up their rates, then you would set up a different policy for them. Sometimes, most of the time, if they have their own plan, they're like, yeah, whatever, we'll take care of that with an audit later on. But if you're helping them, and again, they should pay you for it in your contract. If they're paying and expect you to be doing audits and files and that kind of stuff, then sure, set up their own policy just like this.
Okay.
All right. The last thing I want to take a look at, because it does involve worker comp, is can you go to system, go to the system icon, and then go to position classifications. Position classifications. Cool. Go ahead and type in or click on the blue underlined position classification. I want to see what 8810 ones we have in here. Let's go ahead and, so for the 8810 E1-1, that's the first 8810 one, right? So I'm going to look at row 12, 13, 14, and 15. Yeah, go ahead and click on that. Good. I wanted to make sure that CA 8810 is already there, right? That means later on when we assign job codes and position titles to employees, it's going to pull this worker comp code. So that's good. Let's take a look at those other few in that list. Yep. Okay, so this one, let's put it in. So let's put in the state, do CA 8810, because you're going to have presidents and you're going to have admins. They all need to be in there. Yep, so that's good. So let's click save. Take a look at the next one. Okay, that one's there. That's good. And that's the most common one, 8810 N5. That's the most common one. That's good. We don't get a whole lot of these, but go ahead and type it in since we're here.
Okay.
That'd be like that. In N4 would be like internal salesperson, one that doesn't travel, right? So click save. Let's go to.
We'll have internal sales team to some effect, probably, eventually.
Yeah, I mean, most people, when they're if it's considered internal sales, they just mark them as a regular 8810. They don't mark them as an actual sales employee. All right, let's go. Let's click on. Let's keep going on that. Keep going on our list.
Okay.
Let's go to page 2.
So that was.
All right, and then let's go to the 8742 code. Let's make sure we have CA 8742, and we do. Good. All right, so that's the final step when you're setting up a policy. Especially if it's in a new state or a new code that you haven't used before. So in other words, once you get bigger and you have a lot more wider variety of codes and states, you'll very rarely have to go on the screen. But in the beginning, every code's going to be new, right? So you'll want to make sure to always go here to make sure it's there. So you're good. That setup is good.
All right.
All right. Now, boy, to bring it full circle to where we were, you're exactly right. Let's get back in there. Go back to the benefits tab and put the policy in for that worker comp, WKP. Great. All right. Yeah, 1022. Perfect. Yeah, there you go. All right. Let's go back up to the top.
Okay.
And let's go to our billing. Billing's going to basically be blank. There's not anything really in the billing for a corporate type. So yeah, this is fine. It's not going to go anywhere or do anything. You don't need an ACH status for it. You don't need anything on top because it's corporate. So this is good. Empty as is. Yep.
All right.
So let's go to the payroll tab. I see you must have been testing or playing around with the FLSA rule set. That's fine. If you're not going to use it though, I do recommend to not have it in there. That's a very specific item that revolves to blended rate overtime. So for now, I can't imagine you'll need that. I'd go ahead and I'd delete that.
All right.
Good. Your paperless delivery, where it says inactive. So see in the upper right, it says paperless delivery inactive. I would change that to be invoice and reports only. So whenever we're going to be giving out direct deposit advices and we don't want to actually print them, because it's a direct deposit. They don't need a paper version of it. It's invoice and reports only is your option. That's good.
Okay.
Delivery method electronic. Yep, that's great. Holidays observed. Standard bank holiday. That's perfect. Good. Let's go to the tax tab. It should be blank. Should be nothing in the tax tab needed. Yep, nothing needed here. Notes should be blank. Nothing in there. Let's go to the other tab. The only thing I would put in here is electronic pay stubs where it says not used. I would change that to be employee may unenroll. Employee may unenroll. Yep.
Electronic pay stubs, employee may
Yep, the bottom one.
not.
Bottom one. Perfect.
This one?
Yep, that's right. All right, and well, I skipped over the timesheet tab. Let's go to the timesheet tab. When we go to our entering time for our timesheets, do you want anything other than those 3 pay codes on there? Do you want like a PTO or a holiday pay code or anything on there?
We can add those later on.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you can always add those later on. Yep. So go ahead and click save. Okay. That's fine. That's good. All right. So in my header, if we were trying to run a payroll, the only other things we need are worksite locations and positions. So let's go to the worksite locations easier. So let's go to client up on top. Yep. I mean, you got it. Yep. That's right. And then let's go to worksite locations. So at the very top of the 3rd column. Okay, and pull up your, click on the location code, blue underline. I'm guessing it's going to say 1 main. Yep, sure does. You can change that description if you want to be, worksite office, whatever. Otherwise, it's just going to be 1 main, which is fine. I assume is that your actual address?
Yeah.
Good. It's always best practice, and I would say 100% of the time to always put in the address 1 and 2 if applicable. While it's not red, it really is red, and think of it as mandatory. So it's good. That setup is good. All right. Let's go to client up on top. Let's go to client, and we're going to go to positions. I want to check out the way your positions. And positions are job titles, job codes. They're all interchangeable words. So let's go ahead and click on position code. All right, so you see so we created a executive and a payroll specialist, and you can see that it's using those position classifications that we just saw, right? So go ahead and click on payroll specialist as an example. Now you could call that literally anything you want, and it has no impact on payroll. The only thing that really matters is what position classification you chose. Right, so you could have payroll specialist 1, payroll specialist 2, payroll specialist 3 for different levels of seniority or whatever. And that's fine as long as they all use the same position classification code. That's all that matters. So that's good. So that's perfectly set up. Boy, for all intents and purposes, we could probably run a payroll right now for them if you needed to.
All right, I think we're ready.
All right, so we're in live, so we can calculate, but we are sure as heck not going to post anything. So as we move forward through these icons, let's go slow and careful so that we don't accidentally post anything. We could delete them, but it's a pain in the butt to delete them. So that little printer icon or that little icon, yeah, don't click that.
What? So I'm just looking over here on the right-hand side. So is this something you did?
I think we did when we were.
So I'm just noticing Donna over here, deposit $499.50. So I don't know.
That must have been set up in a test earlier.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's go to payroll up on top, the main payroll menu, and go to payroll control. It's in the middle of the first column. Payroll control.
Middle of the first column.
Yep. And click on payroll number, blue underlined. Yep. Click on that guy. Let's delete this because this is old already. Yep. Say yes. And we're going to say no to the next one. Okay. Let's go ahead. That was back in October. So we're gonna set up a new batch. Let's go to payroll, pay group, payroll, pay group. And this is something we only need to do once per client when they go live. Otherwise, when you post a payroll, the next one automatically gets created. So we're only in this screen once. So here you guys have a weekly paid Friday, which is fine. So in the payroll period in progress where it says pay date, let's go ahead and choose Friday's pay date 11/30. Yep. And that would, if that's weekly, that would have started the Sunday before, which would have been, yep, the 18th.
Or not the 19th, it should be the 19th, that Monday the 19th through Sunday
Yeah,
the 25th.
payroll and Sunday, yeah, exactly right. So the 19th is correct. Okay, so choose 11/19 in the period start date. Great, and save. Good. All right, now let's go back to that payroll process payroll. Okay, and they're there and they're ready to go. So if you wanted to, we could click on the timesheet. We could explore the detail timesheet, or we can simply just click in the the how many hours or dollar amounts would be paid here. So depending on once we set up with a $0 amount, so if we put 40 hours in there, it's not going to pay them anything, right? So depending.
So we're gonna.
Once you process and finalize, does that get sent to NatPay, or how does
It,
that
it
work?
will, yes. That'll be step 2. But ultimately, yes, it will.
Let me make sure. Non-humanoids here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what we'll do is now that we have this client,
They need to have their own office. We get a bigger office. They're just gonna go way on the other side.
You're gonna walk in there and be stuff thrown, walls are damaged, knives and tied to the walls, and.
so now that this client's set up in live, I'll get it copied over to demo tonight, and then when we're in demo environment, then we can post the payroll, and then we can send ACH files and that kind of stuff. All right, so I just want to be cognizant of where we're in, what environment we're in. Since we're in live, we're going to take it to the end, but we're not going to post it. And since we're not posting it, we can't create a Nacha file. So, but what we would just go in there, we type in our normal hours. So she had 8 regular hours in the overtime.
Well, we want to post this. We want to go all the way through live.
We cannot do that. We cannot do that because that will be posted in live as a real live tax voucher, banking voucher, general ledger voucher, etc. And unless you fully intend to actually pay this out on printout.
Correct.
Check.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're ready.
Oh.
We're here.
Okay then. That's a horse of a different color. I still would prefer that we do our bank testing first, because if we need to change anything, it's a lot easier to change it and then run the payroll afterwards. So
how many times have you had it fail? Because we got to
very
process
rarely.
through NatPay tonight by like either 9:15 or 9:45.
Oh, all right. Well, in that case, let's post it then. All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's fine. That's fine. It's let me do one more.
Still in your
Let me do one more look at the way that's set up, but it should be fine. All right, so go ahead and fill this out with the proper number of hours and dollar amounts and whatever else you need.
We're good.
Okay. In that case, go ahead and click Finalize down to the bottom. And hit the calculator icon. All right, that's fine. Right, it's saying that it's not going to get paid.
Hold on 1 second. My cast failed.
It's from.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, I think so.
I had to make a note of that. All right, so we're back.
Okay. So go
What do you want us to
ahead
do?
and click continue.
All right.
Okay.
Pay was found.
Getting paid negative dollars.
You owe us.
All right, and click continue. Does not like that. What's it doing? What happens when you click continue? Nothing.
This record cannot be written as not all key parts have been
We lost the cast.
filled.
All right. Hit quit. That's on the very first time something gets processed, it doesn't surprise me that I'm getting a weird one. But let's see. Go ahead and click quit for me. Okay, we're just gonna get all the way out of here. Yep, thanks. That's great. Give me a second. To make sure everything is set up best I can see. Yep, so that's regular, good. I click on your blue underline again. Payroll number, yep. And open it up. Yep. Doesn't like
Employees and payroll.
Yeah, it doesn't like that. Give me a second here. Can you go ahead and get out of that screen? And then stand by to rerun it again, please.
Unplug it, plug it back in. Or unplug it back, yeah.
The price is ran so good, so it's dropping off.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Wi-Fi or no, it's hardwired. Everything's hardwired.
Reset the cast.
Okay, yeah, it went through. It went through fine. All right, yeah. When you're ready, go back to payroll, process payroll.
Okay, payroll, process payroll.
Yep. All right, so it's there. So if you want to take a look at the reports, yep. So everything's good, everything's through. Yep. Go ahead and take a look at like the check journal report. And for the one red box where it says primary sort, do the drop down there. Yep, and choose.
All right.
Anything doesn't matter. And click run down at the bottom. Okay. So if that looks right, you can post it. And I can't imagine any benefits or anything like that were coming out, so that probably looks right. SUDA's coming out, California taxes coming out, FUTA, worker comp. Yep, that's all. I mean, to me that looks right. You'd have to confirm it, but I mean it looks right to me.
I agree. I mean, without
Yeah.
physically calculating, I assume the math's right in.
Yep. All right, so then let's X out of here.
Close.
Yep. Okay. Now,
Crazy. All right. What do we do now?
so
Is that it?
That is it. That is it. So the next step, no, the only if you're using a normal regular bank, I would say 100% it's fine. I guess either way we're gonna be fine. It's only one entry. Yeah, we can post this. The reason I say that with a little bit of hesitation is that NatPay it is a little bit different. But really we won't know until we create a file and send it. So. Let's go ahead and post this. Yep, you can hit continue.
Just close it, or do I?
So yep. So now that it says payroll complete, you can click close. Correct. And now you can click the printer icon. Okay.
All right.
And close. Okay.
Cool.
Now, and this was a little late for me to be checking now. That was a direct deposit for Donna, right? Then not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. All right, good. Because that operating account is not set up with a signature, but I can do that for you now. I'll do that now, just in case you ever do get a live check out of there.
Okay.
The next step up is creating the actual file. So let's go. Do you have the Citrix login, the Citrix backend login?
Yeah.
Yep, you're gonna need that.
All right. So let me go into that one. Let's see, where's the back end?
Yep.
Expired?
Everything.
Install, use receiver to access your automation.
Yeah, you do that once and then should be fine.
But I already installed it.
I've seen Citrix be, yeah, okay. To click on it, so I think it's going to bring it right back to the main screen if you click there. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to say, yeah. There you go. Perfect. Yep. That's exactly right. All right, so double click on oh, you did already, sorry. That takes a second, I always forget.
You can tell Joe's here. He's on my phone.
While we're doing this, oh, no, you're there. Yep, go ahead and type in the new one then.
This is, but I got to do
It's the same one.
WKP.
Yep, so it's the same one that you just, same one that you just changed it to.
Yeah, we are. Bobby loves it. This is WKP, same thing?
Yep, same thing.
So,
Now, the password to this one will be the original one, so it's not the one you just changed it to. It's what you originally had it as.
great, so now I have two.
Yes, that's correct.
I can't use my...
The user ID didn't go in there.
Oh, you forgot user ID.
Yeah.
I had it in, but... Unbelievable.
Do it. Excellent. Now, we're going to do this relatively quickly because I have a call at the top of the hour, and we can go over this in more detail at a later point. The first thing I need you to do, though, I need you to confirm that you have a downloads folder set up on your C drive of this machine that you're on. So can you go to your Windows Explorer down to the bottom? I just want to make sure it's there. Yep. Navigate to your C drive, please.
C drive.
It'll probably be this PC, and then, yep, nope, not that one. Go back. See where it says devices and printers, and you have your Windows C drive?
To the right. No, so your C drive?
Right there.
Printer devices, yeah.
Good. That downloads folder, that's where it's going to go to. That's where our Nacha Files is going to be, right in this folder. So let's go up to the top then, or go back to the Citrix window. All right, we're going to go to Operations.
Operations.
And we're going to go to Process. ACH Processing. Yep. The first thing, let's just make sure it's there. Can you click on that first review file prior to creation? Yep, let's click on that. You're using the number 3. That's your originator. Is your bank account number 3? All right, and hit process. And when it comes up, we can print just a screen. Just to make sure that it's there. Okay, yep, so that's her direct deposit payment that's going, so it's there. Okay, good. So you can close out of this.
Okay. Exit.
Yep. And then let's go to the item that says build ACH transmission file. Build ACH transmission file. Yep. Account originator is year 3, number 3. And process. Now we're going to get 4 reports, so print a diff so you can keep them. That's fine. You can exit out of here. So you print a diff, the DIF.
The fourth one from the left.
Yep, so these are 4 different reports that you're going to get. So hit continue. Yep, and do diff again. We'll do this 3 more times. These are summary and details of your debits and credits that are coming up. Now the final one is, yes, you're going to do the default path. We didn't need the ACH there. That's okay. Hold on. That's someone put that in there, and I get why they would have, but it's not right. Give me a second. Hope I can fix that. All right. Let's see if it lets you do that again. Can it continue for me?
All right. Yeah.
Okay, say yes. Okay, hit continue. Go look in that downloads folder. I'm not 100% sure it's going to be there. And yeah, okay. Tell you what, I'll be able to rerun that. I'll show you what happened and why we didn't want it there. We can fix that though. I need to run for another call. I will be able to have that file to you created before the top of the hour here, and I'll show you. Right. I'll show you what I made the change in live too, so it won't happen again. But
okay, cool.
Yep, I'll be look for an email from you pretty soon.
And then that will send a NatPay.
Well, yeah, that you're gonna get a text file in here, and then that file is what you upload to NatPay, correct?
We're going to get a text file.
Yes. So when done,
you're gonna fix it.
Yeah. So for this case, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna email that text file to you. In the future,
all right, perfect.
It'll be right here.
Okay, cool.
Yep. All right, cool.
And then Curt, you'll post today's training video.
You got it.
All right. Thanks. Talk to you tomorrow.
See ya. Bye.